What's up, boys and girls? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Let's get live right now. 3, 2, 1, and go. Boom. We're in. Oh, let me just change that dom. It's a little bit skinny. Need to give it some weight. Yeah, there we are. Boom. How are we going, boys and girls? We are live and cracking. We are very far away from the previous day's value levels. And shit, man, look at this. We're way above all those levels and just trading the current profile, really. So we have little in terms of A or B setups. It's strictly C setups at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see how we go off the London Open. That is your S&P 500. Second of all, we have gold. And gold is the same story, right? Just the opposite of the S&P. We got the previous day and previous overnight level value levels all far above. We've melted all the way down so far to these lows down here, down the 670s. So we have not much in terms of A or Bs. You know, maybe we'll take some Cs. We got some smaller accounts we can scalp with today, taking just smaller size C rank setups, just trading the profile. Here and there, roundabouts the high volume nodes on the developing profile. So let's see how we go with that. What we're going to do here is just hang out until the London Open happens, which is in 26 minutes as of right now, and then we'll start to look at some setups ideally, unless something really convincing stands out. We'll wait for the Open, see where this market is looking to head, see how that opening volume goes, and then maybe take a crack at something. So yeah, good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? We got Seb and Luis. Luis, am I saying that right, man? You said it was Polish. Was it Polish? Luis. Tom, Go Laguna, JB, Judas, MS, TG1, Fredo, Neiman. Oh, Neiman, what's up, man? Long time no see. Damn. Roja, SAS, Vuzal, Lon, Everyday Jojo, Praneeth, and Mr. Luan. What's up, Balls? What's up, man? How's everybody looking so far? Everyone been trading? Everyone been taking trades yet? Are you green? Are you red? How are you sitting currently? Green, red. I don't want to hear, break even or nothing yet. Just anyone who's traded so far. Greens or reds? How are we sitting? Poll in the chat. We got a bit of a pump here right off the 2:30 a.m. off the point of control. Luis. G need to be stopped with a G. Luis. Maybe I have that right. Roman Z, kia ora, my friend. I Rome. Good evening, good afternoon, good mornings. Took a long there. ESPOC confluence of VWAP. Nice. Tommy, thanks, my friend. Watch the FOMC, stayed out of it. Good idea, good call on that. Cayman, hello, Cayman. Nice to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. Luig. Oh, Luig. Okay. I was being too franche with that. Luig, gotcha. Oh yeah, Praneeth. Yeah. Yeah, so what we'll do, we'll wait for this, okay, because we're away from the A plus areas, not even around any B plus areas here. So if you've just joined, what I'm waiting to look for here is any C rank trades, which is just a single confluence, normally just trading between high volume nodes and current session value levels with 25% of the normal size. So with this particular account I'm trading tonight, 25% will be a 3-point trade with 2 contracts. So it's a bit smaller than what I'm normally trading. Normally I'll go for a 6-contract trade on this particular account I'm trading right now with a 3-point stop. So a bit smaller than we would like, but again, got to rank your trades and know what you're going to be trading in terms of how you're going to handle your risk when it comes to a lack of confluences. And for me, when we're away from value levels, even away from overnight value levels, and only trading the current session profile, they're okay. They're still decent. They can be decent trades, but again, you don't want to be going too heavy on these. Couple of accounts yesterday. Blew a couple of accounts yesterday. Damn. FOMC, yes, and FOMC. Historically, man, I normally just avoid it altogether. FOMC. That's one news day that I absolutely hate. I think most traders and pros will agree for the most part. FOMC, unless you're trading the actual news release itself, that FOMC day in general is just shit. But my favorite news event to trade is by far PPI. PPI has some of my best trades. They are gambles, hence they only get saved for funded accounts, not live accounts and not personal accounts, but sim-funded accounts. And swing for a big payout on PPI is always a good play, in my opinion. Not financial advice. Seek your own advice. Trading is risky business. Most lose money, especially on PPI. Yes, Tafiq, I can absolutely say the definition again for A+. Sorry, we should say A, B, and C. I don't have A+. A, B, and C. So the way to rank trades, this can apply to any system, right? But I know my data, I know my stats after trading this way for almost over 2 years now, trading volume and order flow. But the way I rank my trades determines how much risk and how much size I put on a trade. So an A-ranked trade is any trade with 3 or more confluences involved. I'll run through what the confluences are for me in a second. A B-ranked trade is 2 confluences. A C-ranked trade is a single confluence. So that's how I rank the trades first of all. I'll run through again what those are shortly. And then an A-ranked trade will receive 100% of my risk for the day. So say, for example, if I have just hypothetical, if I'm risking $1,000 max per trade, an A-ranked trade will be able to take the full $1,000 trade, $1,000 risk, stop loss. A B-ranked trade, I will risk half of that and risk $500 on the trade. A C-ranked trade, cut that in half again, and I'll risk 25% on the trade. And all this does is it helps to filter out trades that, based on my data and my history and my forward testing, helps to filter out trades that are more likely to be losses. Now, sometimes, of course, a C trade can go for a massive run and an A trade can just blow out. But over the long run and over a larger amount of trades, A-ranked trades more likely to hit, more likely to run bigger, so I put more size on. C-ranked trades more likely to stop out, so I put less size on. So what you'll be seeing on stream tonight are C-ranked trades. So you can count on there being a higher likelihood of losses tonight, seeing as we're away from my other confluence levels. My other confluence levels, if we clear all this, my other confluence levels are, I've got a few. So if you guys have taken the course, you know what they are. But for those of you guys who have not, I'll break them down for you now. My confluences are previous day value levels, overnight value levels, weekly value levels, current session value levels, and high volume nodes. So if I can get 2 to 3 of those aligned or in a close proximity to each other, which happens very frequently unless the price, like today, some major news has come out and it's shifted the value of the market. Most days you'll have at least 2 to 3 of those overlapping. Then I can classify that as A, B, or C and jump in accordingly. Today, because the value of the market has shifted, fair value is shifting away, quite far away from where we were. We only have single confluences to work with here unless price pulls all the way back down, which at this point looks unlikely, but anything can happen. If you guys saw last night the meltdown that the S&P had not long after I finished the stream, there was quite a meltdown, temporary meltdown, but it was a big pullback, and that's something that you don't really anticipate. So we can see. So we'll wait till the open here, most likely until any sort of trade is seen. In the meantime, if there is something I like, it'll be a C-ranked trade and a quick scalp with 25% of the size on this current funded account here, where I'd normally risk 6 contracts on 3 points, whereas now I'll be risking 2 contracts on 3 points because of the C-rated setups here. So I hope that makes sense. Do I have a live session tomorrow? I do not have a live session tomorrow. My live streams are Monday to Thursday. Reason being is I actually, even aside from the live streams, I don't really trade Friday. No reason for that other than I just don't have to, right? The whole reason I started trading in the first place was for more freedom. And anything, I don't want to be slave to the charts. I make enough money to, from trading and my business and my YouTube channel, etc., all combined in one to just be like, if I want to take a 3-day weekend to spend time with the wife and just live life, I will, So no sessions on Friday. And announcement for next week. Next week, we'll be doing New York PM sessions. The schedule's going to be Monday to Thursday regardless, but we'll be shifting between London, New York afternoon, and Asia for the next little while until I finish moving house, because I'm once again moving house. Moving closer to the city, nicer house, nicer setup, and yeah, man, making some moves. So that's going to be taking place over the next little while. So live streams will still be daily, Monday to Thursday, but the session itself will be either London, Asia, or New York PM. Oh, and 1 week we will be doing New York AM while I'm in Japan as well. God's better. What's up, man? Thanks, Neiman. Yeah, good to see you as always. Bringing back memories there, Neiman, of old when I was trading ICT. I believe was when you was tuning in, so a long time ago. If I lose an A trade, am I done for the day? Crypto Yorsh, if I lose an A trade, I'll be done on that account for the day. Yeah, so I've got my take profit accounts, I've got my Apex accounts, and I've got my personal account. So I'm normally taking one trade per account. So the Apex ones are copied together. The take profit ones I've got 3 copied together and 2 that aren't. And then my personal account obviously is just one account. So 3 different trades throughout the day, and yeah, one A trade or 2 B trades. Praneeth, yesterday it hit stop loss and went on to give profits. How do you manage psychology in these scenarios, as I would have straight up revenge traded? Yeah, Praneeth, the thing, here's a good tip, man. And I don't know if this works for everybody, but if you allow the market to dictate your emotions, you are a pawn. And I'm not saying this to you specifically. This is something I tell myself, right? If you allow the market to dictate your emotions and dictate your actions, you are a pawn to the market. The market has you under its control. You aren't the master of your own domain, of your own mind, of your own actions. So whenever you feel something, like say you take a trade, we never know if they're going to hit take profit or stop loss. We don't know. We can just make our best educated guess. You take a trade. If it stops you out, the moment you start to feel that emotion kind of bubble up underneath, just remind yourself that the market's not boss of you. The market cannot dictate your emotions, and you make the conscious decision to stop and walk away. Say, I don't need to engage any further. Don't need to engage in any more losses. What's the fact in that scenario? The fact is that yes, you took a loss. Yes, the trade eventually worked out, but stopped you out first. Yes, those are facts. But what you do after that is control your reaction to that and just dictate your own mood after that. You can still be happy after taking a trade that gets stopped out. Be like, hey, at least I managed my risk, So yeah, just the end of the day, that's what I try to tell myself all the time. You have days where you slip up, but you want to be the master of your own domain, of your own mind, and not allow anyone else, including the market, to dictate how you feel and what actions you go on to take, including hurting yourself by blowing accounts and revenge trading. Nice. You guys taking trades off that? Yep, it's a good trade setup there, man. Now, this pump right here, B-rank setup, but look at that. Nice pump off your POC, and their value area low just shifted, but Yeah, POC high volume node up to high volume node. Good trade, good trade. A few of you guys catching that. 87 tick move, gold Asian open, nice. Storm and trades, I haven't taken any trades yet today. Cool, cool. Lewis Draper had a very green week, good to hear. If you had a solid green day early in the week, will you sit out the rest of the week or do you trade every day? Tommy, when I'm having a really, really good solid green week, I actually double down. So what I do is I look at the green that I've made on the week and I will use some of that profit, or we call house profit, to scale in a bit more, take slightly bigger risks going into the week. And I have a base. So let's for example say like last week, on my first trading day last week on that take profit trader funded account, I made 7,200. So the following day, what I decided was, okay, I made 7,200 yesterday. I'm going to lock in 5K profits from yesterday and risk that extra 2,200 on top of what I would normally risk in a normal day and use that to scale in for another large day. And that allowed me the next day to take a small trade, but still net $5,600 on what would have normally been, maybe $2,500. So on a green week, I actually dial in, but I decide, okay, what am I willing to lose from this big green day I started with, this big green week I've started with? Is there an amount I'm willing to further bet to increase my profits? Yes, I found that for me, I've had better results dialing in when things are going well versus pulling back. Better results pulling back when things are going bad versus going well. Yes, giveaways happening today, absolutely. Marcel, do I set limit at the area I'm going to, the area I'm looking for, or wait for weaker price action? Because I think it's an A+ setup for me, but it just stopped me out. I know it happens too often. Yeah, Marcel, what you'll have to do is take note of these things and note what's not working. So note down, I don't know if you're inside the course or not, or inside the school community, but if you are, use the trade review sheet. If you're not, what I'm getting at here is take note of the trades that are stopping out more often, and over time, and see if you can note any trends, what trades aren't working out as much. Maybe, and this is what I found when I was trading volume profile when I started earlier a couple of years ago, was that more of my losing trades were found near the point of control. Didn't matter if that was yesterday's point of control, today's point of control, the weekly point of control. Most of my losing trades happen around that area. So I tend to avoid trading point of control unless I'm very, very confident in the setup and the context. Yes, triple witching tomorrow. Yes, absolutely, SAS. Absolutely, all the rollover days. Correct. And in terms of limits, Marcel, I will set limits if I'm confident in where I'm wanting to enter. So yeah, if it's an A-ranked form, if it's an A-ranked setup, I'm gonna go in. Gonna go in with a limit order. You want to avoid using market orders as much as possible because they don't give favorable fills. AD91, do I trade weekends? I don't trade weekends, my friend. Sometimes I'll hit a Sunday evening trade on the Asia Open, but otherwise I'm taking those days off, man, for sure. Have I heard? I heard that. How do you get into the school community? The school community is open to anyone who's taken the course. So if you've taken the course, emails went out yesterday as invites to getting in. John, which DOM platform am I using? I'm using Tradeovate's DOM. So what you're seeing on the screen right here is just two platforms meshed together. This is TradingView on the left, and the DOM is just Tradeovate open. I trade off Tradeovate. Chart on TradingView, trade off Tradeovate. 7 minutes to the open here. 7 minutes. Could take a C-ranked scalp here shortly. Yes, that's right, Tommy. All you got to do is just determine what you're happy to give back. Obviously, no one wants to give anything back, but determine what you're absolutely locking in, and then what you're happy to potentially risk. So yeah, say if you make 7 grand one day, you're like, okay, I'm gonna lock in 5. I'll risk another 2. If you lose that 2 the next day, then just lock in that 5 for the week. Take the payout. Come back next week. That would be my approach. Geordie, what's up, man? Thanks, Geordie. Long time no see, man. I still remember you. The Drake meat. I still think about Drake's meat every day. Yeah, man, Geordie, we're getting back there, right? We're getting back. I remember the peak of these streams were hitting like 800 viewers. We're slowly building back. Cayman. Okay, Cayman. Can you check your spam folder, Cayman, first of all? And otherwise, if not, please email me. Anyone who's taken the course but not received the school invite, please email me. I've got a few of you guys in my inbox now that have said, hey, I haven't got the email yet. I will send it to you manually tonight. Cool. So yeah, just email me, guys. camicapital@gmail.com. Send me an email. Yeah, check your spam. A lot of them ended up in spam because it's a promotional email. You know, those often end up in spam. Look at this. We got 98 contracts at 689.5. Decent amount of liquidity there. Oh, yes, Geordie. Almost fully converted, eh? Yes, sir. That's what I like to hear. Let's end this poll. You guys voted in green. Most of you is green. Some of you is red. Yeah, nice little B set up there. I didn't take that. It's busy yapping, but bounced off the high volume node here. It broke above, going back up. If I was in that long, I'd be looking to take profit shortly around the opposing high volume node and value area high in case of pullbacks. Someone said fluctuations are too quick to enter in DOM. Here's the thing, MS. So the DOM is, regardless of where you are trading, if you're trading on TradingView, wherever you are, your order still goes in through the DOM, even if you don't see it or use it. So it's moving the same speed as the market. All you got to do is choose your price level where you're going to enter, and you just, like, say if I'm going to enter at 88.0, I'll put my limit order there just by left clicking that, right? And then that's where I want to get in. If I don't get filled on that and I really want to get in, then I can just market order by clicking buy at market, which will fill you at the next available ask price. So say if I wanted to get in now and click buy, it's going to fill me at 89 instead of 88.75. So less favorable conditions, but that's, yeah, no matter where you place your order, it's getting routed through the order book, which is what the DOM is really. So fit to trade volume profile has elevated my trading in such a short amount of time. Still add in FVGs from ICT, but volume is king. Yes, no worries. Fit to trade. Exactly, man. That's a good approach. People who don't want to drop ICT altogether, just add volume. Add volume to whatever your strategy is. You'll have some, you'll find your edge getting sharpened with volume. No, absolutely not financial advice, but I can stand by that. No worries, Storman. How do you set stop orders and DOM? You can have it set via brackets, but let me show you an example here. So if I was to enter on this right now, so say if I want to go long at 687.75, I'll right click that. That's a buy order, right? So in order to get out of that trade, I'd want to sell stop. So if you're in a buy, a stop loss is going to be a sell. So I want to enter a trade on this side, so you move to the sell side of the column. Say if I want my stop loss at 686.0, then I'll just right click that. Boom. And there's my stop. So that's my entry, my stop loss, and then a take profit. You'll just right click like this. So there's a complete order there. Obviously, I don't want to trigger this, so I'm being careful. But yeah, there's take profit, entry, stop loss. So you just think about what action you're taking. Are you buying or selling? If you're buying, enter on the left side. How do you get out of a buy position, whether it's take profit or stop loss? You sell. So you want to right click on the sell side for a stop loss, left click on the sell side for a take profit. Yep. Up to volume. Oh yeah, we got 1 minute to the open. Here we are. We successfully yapped for half an hour. Now we can get to some trading. So we're coming up to the value area high now. Potential B-rated setup, or C-rated setup, I'm going to say. So again, I'm going in with 2 contracts, 25% of my normal size. If I'm going to trade up here, and you know what, I might be happy to fade this off the open, just for a quick scalp, just looking for a little pullback off the high volume node, and value high here is all I'd be looking at. So let's wait on this open. We got 20 seconds, see how we go. Time to lock in. Zach Miller, what's up, man? You said right click for entry, left click for entry, limit orders, right click for stop orders. All right, here's the open. Here's the open. Let's see where this goes. Yes, Geordie, correct. Correct. A C-rated setup here in this case is a single confluence, which is just high volume node or a value level of the current session, for example. Let's see what we get here. London Open, here we go. Got some nice volume coming through here. Hopefully we get more than just consolidation like last night. We should be good. FOMC is behind us. Now looking for C-rank trades here with very small stops. I'm going to take in here and 3-point stops. Let me just mark this out. 6690 is an entry. C-rank trades, these are small trades, lower risk, lower probability. But we're getting our feet wet here. 3 points, stop loss at 6693 3.0. So see, I would want to buy stop on this. There's my buy stop. And I want to take profit around 687.0. Left click for take profit. There you go. There you go. There's the first one. C-rank trade set up here. Going in with 25% of my position size on this take profit trader funded account. Looking for a quick 300, quick pullback back to the high volume node just below, fading off the value high. And let's see how we can go for trade number 1. Jims91, what's up, man? Long time no see. Thank you very much, my friend. OG viewer, Mr. Jim. Do I give equal importance to a high volume node as a previous day's level? No, Peter. I want to see high volume nodes are on their own. They're okay, right? But a previous day's value level is a significant level. It indicates, you know, how the market felt over an extended period of time. Slight reaction of the value high here. So far, so good. Want to see if this can get a nice pull back down towards the previous high volume node. And someone had a question earlier about stop loss. How, when do I know when to move my stop? I move my stop losses to break even once a trade hits 75% of the target. So let's say if it pulls down towards 688, that's where I'd probably pull that thing in to break even and make sure, if it doesn't have the momentum to go all the way through the target at that point, odds are it's either going to come back to chop up or reject. So that's when I'd be pulling my stop loss back to break. Actually, the last I heard, Mike Jackson's been scalping the bond market and doing pretty well, as last time I heard. Would love to see him again, but he's a busy working man out on the North Sea, I believe it was. What size funded account do I generally trade? I've been picking up 50Ks typically, Praneeth, but I've added a few. I've got 350Ks with Take Profit Trader, but all my Apex accounts are 50Ks. I think they're the best value for money, personally. Jacob Hall, what's on the Mac in the background? This is Bloomberg on the background. Always got Bloomberg running 24/7 just in case. There's a bunch of shit, really. But it's interesting to have on the back. Good for sudden headlines, I suppose. Why aren't 25Ks popular? I think 25Ks are just a little bit too tight. Your 50Ks give you a decent amount, right? You got an all right amount to work with. A 25K is just a bit too tight. I think your 25s are normally what, $1,500 drawdown? Yeah, it's a bit too small unless you're trading micros, but I cannot stand trading micros. What's up, Cam? Thank you, Andrew. Up to 900 in the TPT. Yes, sir. Nice. Good job. Good job. I know, Lewis. The bond market's very interesting to trade. Bond markets, I was trading that when I first got into volume and order flow. I was trading the bond market in the New York AM session, and I was trading. I don't know if you guys are familiar with someone called Gary Norden. Anyway, good mentor. I learned a lot from him. But I was trading for 2 ticks at a time, 2-3 ticks, because the value per tick in the bond market is high. So you can get away with 2-3 ticks, a decent amount of contracts. You're getting, you're pulling $300-400 and off 2 ticks, for example. But that was a long time ago. Mike cutting in and out. How's that? On again. How's that? How is that? Mike, fine in your India. Once I move house, guys, you'll have this better. Where I live now is semi-rural, or it's kind of out of the main portion of town. So internet is not as good, but I'm moving almost directly into the city very soon. So you should have high quality, zero problems with the cameras and the mics. Zap, my VAH is right at the top, so above yours. Don't know why. Is yours, check that you're on the 1 minute chart, Zap? TradingView calculates it funny, so you want to make sure you're drawing these on the 1 minute chart, and then make sure it's drawn directly from. Sometimes if you draw it from 4:59 instead of 6 p.m. or 1 minute off, it can be a little different. Cool. Mount Eden. No, sir. We are going to be. Well, I grew up over here, but back to the shore. The North Shore. How's the mic? You guys getting good sound now? Are we back in? Oh yeah, Pip-Boy, a couple ticks on gold. That's right. I think I was going 10 ticks. It was between 8 and 10 ticks on gold. Yeah, that's taking it back a year and a half almost now, eh? Early days of volume and order flow. Perfect sound. Cool, you guys can hear me now. Yeah, just try refresh the stream if you're not hearing it. It all looks fine on my end, but give it a refresh. Coop, oh my goodness. What's up, Coop? Nice to see you, man. Long time no see. I hope you've been well, my friend. Coop, an OG viewer from 2023. Now, Coop, I remember you. You know, one that whenever I see them, I'm out driving around, I see the Chryslers. I remember Coop. Coop Capital. The DOM I'm using is Tradeovate. Yes, correct. Tradeovate DOM. Airtime, another OG. What's up, Airtime? Thanks, man. Volume's fine now. Cool, cool. Cool. Back around this entry point here. Again, it's a B rank trade, guys, hence the smaller risk. I mean, your B rank trades, sorry, C ranked. Your C rank trades are going to be lower probability. So you can tell with a C rank trade, you know, you're getting more drawdown typically. And, you know, but happy to take him. Take our C rank trades, small risk. Why is this VAH plus HV and a C set up instead of a B? Undetermined cool aviation name for me, man. With the developing profile, your value levels they're good, but I wouldn't count a high volume plus a developing value level as a B personally, because your value levels are going to change very easily on a developing profile. So for me, I'd personally class this as C, even with being at the value high, just because that could shift at any moment. Nice, Ev Stewart. 720 total. Good stuff. Good day. Good day indeed. Yeah, this is looking pretty strong right now. Trying to peek out above these value highs. Coming awful close to the stop. Leave it where it is. Oh, I know, Geordie. Next week we're going to be doing New York PM. Remember, that's how it all started with the Cami Capital channel. PM sessions, 2 p.m. Eastern time, through the market close. So next week will be exactly that. Be getting on around 2:30 p.m. Eastern, and taking a crack at the afternoon session. New York afternoon session should be good. Yes, Grups. For the profile, set it to 1,000, man. If you have it set to too small a number, I think the default is 24. It's going to look like this. Already, and that looks shit, right? So you want to have that set to 1,000. And just max that out. Make sure you get all the details nice and smooth. David, TPT or Apex or someone new? Definitely TPT, David. The Apex is not bad. There's just so many rules to take track of, and you got to follow them strictly. For noobs, take profit traders like old school Top Step, it's easy. Only thing you got to watch for is in the funded account that drawdown switches to intraday. So just until you pass your buffer zone. So yeah, but the eval is end of day drawdown, easy enough. Minimum 5 days trading, and that's it. Cheese was a good question. My stop's determined by just arbitrary 3 points unless there's a high volume node. So in this case, see my entry was down here, 690. So I've just got a 3-point stop because there was no high volume node above to really protect the position. So just an arbitrary 3-point stop. And I will adjust that if the market's super volatile, but for now, man, it's quiet enough. 3 points is still decent. Wouldn't want it to, run past that. For a $2,000 drawdown account, how much to risk per trade? Jennifer, the answer is going to be different for everyone. For me, I risk, a quarter of that. So I'm risking $500 if I have a $2,000 drawdown. This is my personal opinion, but probably the sensible thing to do is to divide that into 10. So you'd, risk $200 a day. And that way you'd have to lose 10 days in a row to blow the account. That's my general rule of thumb if you want to be safe. Not a fan of Top One. Top One, I've used them for a little bit, Justin. I'm just not a fan of the instant fundeds. Well, that's the wrong word. I don't use instant fundeds that much myself. I have used both Tradeify and Top One. Top One was good. I had no issues with them. Almost got a payout, but I went a bit too hard and went too heavy and blew that one out with Top One. But they were good, man. I had no issues with them. They're newer, obviously, but they've been around in the FX space. But yeah, the instant fund, the straight to funded accounts for me, they're just too restrictive for me. I don't mind passing an eval or just using my own money. But they're a good option if you just want to get to earnings straight away and you don't mind the restrictions. Too many restrictions for me, personally. Sadra, do I think adding volume... Stop that on that one, boys and girls. Do I think adding volume profile to ICT will overcomplicate it? No, I don't think it'll overcomplicate it. It'll actually help you to filter out a lot of trades. That's what I think about adding it to ICT. Yeah, hindsight on this trade, boys and girls, just following the momentum going up. Got a little bit of a pullback on my entry there, but not enough. It came back, broke the high volume node, retested the other side, and went up. So opposite of my trade. If trading NY session, where do you draw volume profile, previous New York RTH, or should I include full ETH? Jennifer, so you'll see this next week when I trade New York. We'll be doing the afternoon session, but when you're trading the New York session, what you want to do is go from, say if we're at 9:30, where's 9:30? 9:30 is here. What you want to do is you'll have the previous RTH levels on the chart as always. So like this. So that's the most recent RTH if I was trading the Tuesday, New York. You're going to have the previous RTH on the chart, put those levels across, but then you're also going to put the completed overnight volume session on there as well. So say you're starting at 9:30 a.m., that's when the overnight profile ends. Overnight profile goes from 6 p.m. through to 9:30. You're going to have those levels on the chart as well. So you refer to both most recently closed RTH, most recently closed overnight, those levels on your chart. And then after allowing 30 minutes of volume to develop in the New York session that you're trading, so by 10 a.m., that's when I would start trading the New York session. And then you'd want to have that be your developing profile. And then you'll just use those all in conjunction with each other and find setups that way. But you'll see that next week as well if you want to see it live. I will be trading the New York session 2:30 p.m. Do I use ES1 or ESZ? ES1. What conditions you need to see to be able to go long, Cammy? Cayman, honestly, the conditions for this trade flipped long mid-trade. Like once you see the way to tell when it's a good time to take the opposite side of the trade is you want to see here when this high volume node here broke, the one that I went short off. When that high volume node broke, generally when it breaks up and pulls back, that's your long signal. So it was there mid-trade, unfortunately, but I was too busy yapping away. And this is why I save my live accounts for off-stream, because it's very distracting to trade and stream at the same time, but we still hit them. We still hit some good trades here. But yeah, that one flipped to the other side mid-trade, unfortunately. Neiman, I'll be doing the New York PM for at least 2 weeks from next week. Tom, I know when I'll have made it, I'll have YouTube Premium. The adverts, I know, dude. YouTube Premium is absolutely beautiful. It's one of life's best luxuries, in my opinion. YouTube Premium. Yeah, let's have a look at gold. This is just running away right now, so there's not much we can do with that at the moment. Let's look at gold. Gold is also pulling up. Nice. Why do I use ES1 instead of ESZ? Lewis, just for my charting, man. I mean, when I use the month-by-month contracts, quarter-by-quarter contracts, my charting gets all screwed up, right? Because I've just, like on rollover weeks, or when I'm drawing my weekly levels, or even when I zoom out and look at monthly levels, which I don't do too often, those quarterly contracts screw up. So I just use the continuous, sews them all together. Yeah, gold. Again, we're not getting anything A ranked or B ranked on either of these products at the moment, which is a pain. There we are, a little pullback off the ES here after pulling above these highs. I'm still going to be switching over accounts. There's one C rank trade on there tonight, one loss. Let's see if I can get another C rank trade in here. Trading small on C ranks, like I said, so you get a few shots with these. $691. 691.0 around that point could be a potential. $691.0, there we are. Potential test on the other side here. Taking that high. Let's try another C trade here, boys and girls. Didn't get filled. That was the entry right there. Let's see. Do I tilt sometimes, and how far do I go? Ace of Futures, I'm not going to say no. There are times where I'll still tilt. Very rare these days. But yes, it does. It can happen. I never tilt on my personal account. I treat that account like holy funds. I haven't tilted yet, but I certainly tilt on funded accounts every now and then. I trade my funded accounts with much more size compared to a personal account, because there's not really, but much more size than I should, because there's not really much at risk when trading a funded account. A couple $100, few $100 maybe. Pulling down towards here. I'm looking to see if I can get a bounce off the value high volume node around 691.0. See if I can get filled here. Again, C rank trade, so only 25% of my risk. And nice small trade here. So that's that set in. It's a buy, so I need a sell stop. And a take profit, let's see. Boom, boom. Those are set in motion here. And the trade P&L on the right, position on the left. This is a retest off the high volume node that we broke out of up the value area high. C rank trade, single confluence, 25% risk. Going in. Going in, going in. Does executing off the DOM help with the entry? It just helps me, Cedra. I mean, because then I can see, you know, where I want to place my limit orders properly. Watch for any, you know, unusually large queue sizes that could screw up with my entry or take profits. Is my personal account in futures which broker? Yes. I do. I technically have two. I trade currency. I trade Forex still because CFDs are legal here in New Zealand, right? So we have regulated brokers onshore. So I trade Forex still with Black Bull markets here in New Zealand. But that's more swing trading. My day trading account is futures, and I trade with AMP futures at the moment. They have really nice margin requirements. That way you don't have to keep too much cash in the account. Never keep too much cash in a personal trading account. It's a good rule of thumb. Epic Gamer, what's up, man? Final limit, why bother with C trades? Is a good question. It's a fair question. I still trade C trades on funded accounts because funded accounts, the way I look at funded accounts, right, is say if I lose, for example, on this funded account, one of my take profit trader fundeds, it's got $4,500 worth of drawdown, right? If I lose $300 on a trade, I've not lost $300 for real. The money in that account's not real until I take a payout. The only thing that's real is how much I spent on the account, which is take profit traders a couple $100. I can't remember how much it is. A couple $100 to buy 150K. So the way I view the funded accounts is it's all play money, right? Until I take a payout. So I'll take a lot of C trades, or I'll really dial into an A trade very aggressively, more than you should if you're trading real money, because at the end of the day, whatever I lose is not real. The only thing I've ever lost on a funded account is what you've spent to obtain the funded account, which is only a couple $100. Whereas I could get, you know, a 5, 10, 15K payout from only spending a couple $100. So I'm pretty wild gun with my trades, as you can see. I'll take C trades on a funded account, no problem. The live funded account, not so much. That one I'm only taking mostly A's, sometimes B's, but very rarely. But yeah, this one here is a sim funded. I mean, you can see I'm one loss deep already. Not a single. I'm not bothered at all because that $300 lost is not real. You know what I mean? So that's how I view it anyway. Obviously, you got to be careful if your financial situation is that you are spending too much on evals, then you probably shouldn't view it that way. But if you're spending a few $100 a month on evals, like last week, right? I spent a couple $100 getting 150K TPT, activated it, got funded, activated it, and took a 10K payout same week. 3 days. So I spent $200. Went in heavy risk, but took out. After the profit split, it was like 8K, just under 8K. So that's one thing I wanted to make a video about, because I think people, it's different, right? When you're trading a funded account, that money's not real. Like, the money you lose is not real. You guys tell me if I'm being disrespectful to money there, but I just think that's logical, right? It's not real money. So why not go a bit harder? Why not take a few more risks? At most, I'm losing a couple $100. At best, I'm pulling out 5 figures, Yeah, Sarah, Black Bull are legit. I've taken many payouts with them. I take payouts from them monthly. And yeah, Black Bull, they have their head office in Auckland, and they're regulated and all that. They have an F1 team, they sponsor an F1 team, if that makes any difference. But yeah, they're legit. We're lucky in New Zealand that it's legal and it's regulated, unlike America, where they, most of them have to use offshore brokers, which can be dodge. If their head office is like in Vanuatu or something, something's up. Which one's better, TPT or Apex? TC, Apex has better scaling and better, let's say, better. What do I want to say with that? Not better. I mean, the opportunity with Apex is greater if you can really nail the copy trading across the 20 accounts and that scale opportunity. But then the rules are very strict and very tough. Not very tough, but if you're not aware of all the rules, it can be easy to slip up. So for most people, Take Profit Trader is my first recommendation. They are my favorite at the moment. I have taken the most money out of Take Profit Trader versus Apex, but I'm working at Apex, and Apex is the only one where I'll be able to take out 100K payout versus Take Profit Trader. Take Profit Trader might take I'm going to have to be doing some crazy things to try and get 100K out of Take Profit Trader, in a single month. Whereas an Apex set of 10, 20 accounts, 3 to 5K profit per account copy traded, then, you're looking at high 5s to 6 figures if you can crack that. So the upside with Apex has greater potential, but it's more difficult to achieve. Take Profit Trader is much more achievable. And once you get funded, it's basically like having a personal account, which is cool. Payout rules are easy. Yeah, absolutely, Dragon. That's already a feature in the school community. So if you make a post, I'll make a post in the school about it as well, for those who have just joined. But it's just open really. So when you make a post, there's a tag there called trade setup, trade example. Tag it with that, and because I'm in there every day, I will review your trade and give it feedback. Say what you did right, what you did that you missed potentially, and rank your trade. So that's a feature of the school. So please go hard. If you got some trades you want to have reviewed or have someone look over, put that in there. And like I said, I'm spending at least an hour a day in there. So happy to have a look, review the trade, give you some feedback, the rights and wrongs. Would I say Top Step is okay for realistically pulling out funds? Yeah, Top Step's okay. They're not the greatest, but they're beginner friendly, right? Their rules are easy, Top Step. Or friendly, not easy, friendly. Top Step's a good beginner for them, but Top Step's a stepping stone. Once you've outgrown Top Step, Take Profit Trader will be your next step, and then Apex being a step for more advanced traders or traders who really clearly understand the rules and are able to keep that consistency in line. But Top Step's really good for beginners, beginner friendly, but yeah, your upside is severely capped with Top Step. But again, first worry about getting to that upside. Then once you're at that upside point, then you can start to look at scaling. So yeah, Top Step's beginner friendly, man. I got nothing bad to say about Top Step's product, except for the fact that they force you to use Top Step X. That's not cool. Them dropping all other platforms was a huge mistake, and they've lost market share like crazy for that. Top Step X was a good platform, but I started to have issues personally with slippage, number one. Outages, it was super buggy when using the volume profile. It's just not as professional a platform as your Trader 8s, your Motive Waves, Ninja Trader, Quantower. Yeah, again, beginner friendly, but if you want to, eventually you want to move away from it. You know what I mean? Right now, Frank Bearish, I'm using Take Profit Trader and Apex, but primarily trading my own money. But in terms of props, Take Profit Trader, I've pulled the most money out of, and Apex, I'm working on a big payout, slowly grinding away. It is tougher though. I've blown some evals, blown a decent amount of evals, passed a lot, and I'm in profit with a decent amount, but I've got a goal with Apex. Okay. We're back above value high now. Came pretty deep into drawdown. Again, C-rank trades, you're going to get more likelihood of this happening. Deep drawdown. But that's why you're going with less size, less risk, less worry. Do I have a video on Apex rules? Yes. Look on my channel. I have a playlist called Prop Firm Videos. Look on that, and it's maybe 6 videos back on that playlist. It's got the Apex rules explained. have a look. I'll make a new one for that. There's nothing new to update, but I'll remake the video again, make it more simple, but check that out. Yes, Top Step fees are great for scalping, correct. Top Step X is commission free, so if you are scalping for a few ticks at a time, that is one benefit for sure. Does Take Profit Trader have a payout cap for funded accounts? I don't believe so, Tech. I don't believe so. Actually, I don't think so. I don't think they have a payout cap at all for funded accounts. All that happens is if once you make over 10K, they move you to live. And that's it. Once you're in a live account, there's no cap. Jackus Courtsy, what's up, man? Been trading ICT for 2 years, but not profitable. You switch to the style of trading now. Would you suggest this is better? Yes, I absolutely do, Jackus. Have a look through some of my recent videos, Jackus. I've taken, or is it Yuckus? I've taken, I've shared some of the payouts I've taken, and last week's video in particular, taking out 10K in 3 days. It's all using this volume profile style. Obviously, not all trades are going to be winners, but once you get an A rank set up and you can really dial in, it's really, really good. The thing with the volume profile and order flow over ICT is you get a lot more opportunities. You don't have to sit around for ages and wait for the perfect setup. There's a lot of opportunity, which I really like. The thing I hated about ICT was waiting for everything. Dude, the sun had to be shining at 45 degrees. My ass had to be out at the right angle. And, my toes had to be wet at the same time for the perfect trade to happen. But that barely ever happened, dude. So you're sitting around 2-3 hours just to take a 5-point stop out. It was just not ideal, eh? But volume profile, I mean, there's a trade opportunity, whether it's A, B, or C ranked every 10, 15 minutes. And, I can just take 1 to 2 trades a day and call it quits. It's nice. In under an hour, it's nice. I've heard Apex will play games to delay payouts even if you've done everything right. Yeah, Sadra, I've not had that experience personally. People who say that have generally not followed a particular rule. So you just need to be aware of all their rules and follow them to the T. It's not too hard, but the few people who get a bit butthurt about, oh, they denied my payout, but I did everything right. Guarantee they missed something. Guaranteed. It's funny too, because people will make stuff up and be like, I have quite a few friends who've been denied payouts from Apex. Like, yeah, sure. Sure. You mean you read it on Twitter a few times, now you think it's the case for everybody. Apex, I've had no issues with Apex. And I don't even share much about Apex on socials, so they're not giving that to me just because I'm an influencer. But yeah, if you look, Apex pays out the most out of all futures prop firms on a month-by-month basis. So yeah, they are, believe me when I say they are cashed up and they will pay, but you just got to follow the rules. They do have some of the toughest rules in the prop space, that's for sure. You got to really be consistent, dialed in, no gambling, no oversizing. You got to keep things real consistent, real tight. And yeah, you'll do it. Like, to give you some perspective, with Apex, I do not let any trades run. I leave them at 1-to-1, 3 points, no more. And I'll trade the same contract size over and over again. I don't even use my ranking system with Apex. I use the same amount of contracts, take the same 3-point trade, and I take that same, same parameters, same setup. I do not differ from trying to take a bigger swing or trying to trail my stops. I just take scalp, base hits every day. Apex, you can beat Apex by taking base hits every day. Same thing. Same size, same thing every day. My uncle's dog's cousin's goldfish was denied a 234K payout twice. There you go. Literally what it is online. People just parrot what everyone else says. And that's the case with everything, whether that's Apex or ICT or whatever it is. SMC or TJR sucks because he lost 40K today. TJR is unprofitable. I don't know much about TJR, but I saw that today and it was like, come on, guys. Have you not blown an account? Have you not taken a massive loss before? 40K is relative, right? 40K might be nothing. Or 40K is nothing to TJR. It's just losses, man. Do I look at structure with the volume profile? I don't look at structure. I'm literally just trading price levels. I don't look at candles or market structure, just trading price level to price level. I'll look at the high volume nodes and the value areas, but not the actual market structure. Is it true that you have to record your trades / trading for Apex to honor payouts? Remember hearing them? Yeah, I've heard that before too. I think that's a case-by-case basis. I've not heard, again, I'm going to use the same expression that we see online. I've not heard anyone that I know have to do that, and neither have I had to do that. So I believe that when they suspect something's up, they do require that, but it's not a norm. Oh yeah, that's right, Senna. 16 to 18 mil USD per month profit. That's right, and that's that's profit. All right, so they are cashed up like crazy. Yeah, Apex is raking it in. They're definitely the highest earning prop firm, and they also pay out the most. They are the big bad wolf of the prop game, futures prop game, but again, so they give a unique opportunity that other props don't. I certainly don't recommend them to beginners, but once you've got a bit of consistency under your belt and confidence and discipline, it's certainly worth a crack. Aaron Bosch, what's up? Good evening, brother. I can do it. Why do I have Bloomberg? Just open in case there's any major headlines or anything. I just keep an eye on it. I like to see what's going on while I'm trading. Just traded a wonderful move on gold. Previous week's value low to previous week's POC. Yes, Simone. Nice. Nice. Good one. Curate. Got it. Yeah, man. It's always hard to change what you've been doing for so long. I get it. Just give it a go. I mean, you can use volume in conjunction with support and resistance. That's what I say to people, even the people who take the course, right? It's not that you have to trade only using volume profile. I choose to do that. But if you can use volume profile alongside any strategy and just filter out trades that'll be lower probability and find higher probability trades. What the shit? My phone just started going, two. What the shit? I swear my Siri's haunted sometimes. All right, moving the stop up to break even. That's moved 75% of the way. Now just, if it doesn't have momentum to crack that 6940, then I just pull out, so. And order filled. Good shit. One loss, one win today. Boom. What is A, B, and C setup and volume profile? Do I have a video on that? Treja, I mentioned it on this live stream. So once this live stream finishes, if you scroll back to about 10 minutes in, I broke that down. So have a look. I don't want to go through it all again because it was quite long-winded, but check that out, man. Sounds good, Lewis Draper. Appreciate that, man, and good luck to you. You let me know once you're in. Should I full send on TPT instead? The profit potential is inside. Yeah, if you're in the financial situation, the full send, not financial advice, but hey, man, like I just mentioned earlier, when you're playing the prop game, Your only downside is what you spend on an eval, not what you lose in the eval, just what you spend. So take that for what you will, man. I will say this: although I like Apex and I believe in the opportunity it provides, I've made the most money with Take Profit Trader out of all the props. I made the more money with Take Profit Trader in the last 2 months than I have from Top Step over 2 years. And that's a combination of my trading skill being better, but also Take Profit Traders just got more favorable rules and it's easier. Yep, all sessions available as playback. Yes, Curve, all taught in the course. Yes. The course is linked in my description, camicapital.com, and then just follow that top link there. That'll take you through to the landing page to see what you'll get in there. Anyway, anyone that's taken the course is also available to join the community as an add-on after finishing the course. So anyway, let's quickly break this quick trade down here. Again, it's a C-rank shadow, and this is what I say about C-rank trades, is that they're more likely to give you drawdown or just stop you out. You still have the theory behind the trade there, but there's less confluences. So this trade here was just trading. See how we broke off. We had this high volume node here sitting at the value area high. We had that initially underneath. We're underneath that. My first losing trade was shorting that. It came down a little bit, but didn't reach my take profit and came back up. So very bullish momentum. We broke above the value high and above the high volume node. So what happens in that case is with that type of momentum, when it comes back to the high volume node and value high area, that typically acts as an area of potential support. But there was only one confluence in that trade, being the high volume node there. So that is a C rank trade. So again, more likely to face drawdown. As you can see, they went down a decent 10 ticks before coming back up. So the idea was correct there, but being a lower ranked trade, less confluences, less reason for the market to react there. It did dig deeper, but hey man, we played the game. We got the win on that. So that is negative on one take profit trader, positive on one take profit trader. We have one more account here set to go, but I'm going to call it there for the night, guys. Oh, actually, no, before we do, let's run a giveaway. Let's run a giveaway before we go. We're only at 101 viewers, 101 likes, sorry. So I'm going to need you to get 150 likes and we'll give away an account. All right, so get the stream up, get the likes up to 150 bare minimum, and we'll give away either Apex or Take Profit Trader to the viewers before we head out. Giveaways. Come on, we're at 102 likes. Couple trades in the Bazank today. G'day, mate. G'day, mate. Badash Gaming in the chat. Cami Capital's little brother. Give him a subscribe. Streaming Cyberpunk at the moment, aren't you, Ash? Cyberpunk gaming playthroughs. Give him a subscribe. Come on, 150 likes. There we go. All right. How can likes be so low, miss? I know. That's what I'm saying. There we go. All right. We're up there. Okay. Now, today's giveaway, you guys know how it was yesterday, right? Today's giveaway is going to be a little bit different. Just a little bit different. I am going to, let's play a little game here. I'm going to play something on the chart. Right? The first person to get this word, I'm going to fill this in real. Hopefully I spelled that right. Okay. The first person to get this word right is going to get a giveaway. And we're going to give away 2 today. All right, 2 accounts today. So this is game number 1 for the giveaway. All right. What I'm going to need here is I'm going to put in 1 letter. Okay? And this letter, and you'll have to guess the word based on this, right? Whoever gets it first wins the first account. And I'll DM you. Okay. Okay. Guys, can you spell? These people say volume? That is two N's. No, first person to get the anti-disestablishmentarianism. First person to get this gets it. Come on. You can do it. We got two N's up in this. No one's said it yet. Jim K, you legend. Banana. The word is banana. Jim K takes this one home. Jim K. Come on, guys. I'm shocked you don't know Cami Capital at this point. Of course, it's going to be banana. Jim K was the first to hit banana, so that's the first giveaway. So we can stop saying words here for a second. Jim K, how do I reach you? Jim K, do you have Instagram, my friend? Jim K, if you have Instagram, can you please just don't copy and paste or don't but just write out your username, and I will DM you on Instagram, and then we'll give away another account. Are you an Instagram user, my friend, Mr. Jim K? And then once you've got that, yes, Luis, good point. Not all the English here. Good point. Don't worry, next one doesn't require too much English. None at all. Yes, Jim, please DM me and just please let me know you are Jim K. Thanks, man. I'll keep an eye on my requests. Okay, next one. Next giveaway. This is for Apex or Take Profit Trader. Next giveaway. We're going to make this one easier tonight. Next giveaway is okay. Let's just keep it easy for the next giveaway. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 30. Go. First person to get it gets it. 1 and 30. A number between 1 and 30. Drop the number. First person to get it wins. I'm watching the chat like a hawk right now. Come on. No. Come on, man. Holy shit. Okay, here comes the numbers. Okay. No. Someone said Apple. Lol. No. Silvio Campanaro with number 28. You are the winner tonight, my friend. Just make sure you're the first one to say 28. I think you are. Peter D, you are awfully close, man. 27. Silvio Campanaro wins that one, boys and girls. Campanaro, Silvio. Silvio, do you have a Instagram? Please direct message me, or can I direct message you? Silvio. Cool. Good stuff. It's him. One off. Tim, you got a magic touch for that, man. You're always one off. Yes, please DM me Silvio and Jim. Please DM me. All right, guys. Good stream. Thank you, guys. Good trade. I mean, we got one win, one loss today, both on separate accounts. So green on one Take Profit Trader funded, red on the other Take Profit funded for $300. So small risk today, trading C rank setups. So yeah, not too bad, man. Like the stream if you enjoyed that. More giveaways tomorrow. The two winners, please DM me. I'm going to check you right now on Instagram at It's Cam Narayan on Instagram. And that's it for the week. I'm not streaming Fridays. Monday, Thursday are streams. So catch you next week. Next week we'll be doing New York. So 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be streaming the New York sessions. If you're not available to watch those live, all streams are available to watch after the fact as a recording. Just go to my channel, click on the live tab, and all these streams are up and available. You can watch through them, no problem. So that's that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you as always. And yeah, let's catch some more good trades next week. So week so far this week, but still green overall. So catch you guys next week, 2:30 p.m. on Monday, Eastern time. And if you want to get funded with Take Profit Trader or Apex, code CAMCAP, CAMCAP, will get you the best discount on Take Profit Trader. That's 40% off and no activation fee. That gets waived. So 40% off your eval plus a waived activation fee. Apex will give you 80% off, as per usual. 80% off using code CAMCAP. If you want to pick up the volume profile trading course, that is at camicapital.com, linked in the description. It is a cheap, affordable course, but the information inside is not cheap. It is everything I know about volume profile and everything I use trading volume profile. The same strategy, the same concepts I used to take my 10K payout last week. So go check that out. And if you are a part of the course, and if you have taken the course, or if you do take the course, an optional add-on at the end is you get to also get invited to join the community. So that is open to you as well. Other than that, I'll catch you at 2:30 p.m. on Monday. Have a good one, guys. Take care.